everybody. I've been working on coming up with a way to revive the idea of a 24/7 local wheel that can run out of our plants. And I'm trying to rethink it in a way that the workflow will fit the same workflow that we use for every other 24/7 linear playlist in our plants. One of the things we already do really well is run playlists 24/7 a day. And the thing that's different this time around is Softron, while we've kind of taken a step back from that, has developed a really good master control product. And so what I've done is I've repurposed my old OTT box and I'm using it like a master control playout that my MPTs and engineers can understand and work with just like they would any other 24/7 product in our house. And what that means is it's really simple. It's got these live lines in it where it's going to shift between your wheel, your Sony ELC, your overdrive, your Scripps News, depending on how you want to lay your day out. Very straightforward. What we did here was we already have built an AM wheel, a midday wheel, and a PM wheel. So the idea is that when the producer comes in, they'll update the AM wheel with the latest content. Midday shift comes in, they update their wheel, and so you always have fresh content in that wheel. And then this very simple master control playlist is just switching between sources. And it could just sit on the wheel all day long, and that'd be fine. But what it gives you is scalability and flexibility. For instance, this weekend we're doing a parade. Usually when we try to do live events, right now, that master control side of it is curated. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to do it, and it gets messed up quite a bit. Now it's the same thing as always. The program director knows there's a Buck Days parade. He'll traffic it into this playlist. The master control people will know that it's there. It just fits our workflow so well. The other thing that you can do inside of this that I like is I can build an event that can traffic in all day long called start break and end break. And the thing that's cool about Softron is attached, that part of this is it can do the SCUDdy codes internally. So, you can set your SCUDdy code up, make it part of your start break and end break, and then your master control operator can easily scrub this playlist and quickly see. This has got a dissolve on it, so it'll dissolve out of the live event on it, like 1 second of black, and roll the break. And my break, what I did was I'm just going to have my program director traffic in promos to fill whatever the break size is how he wants to lay his day out. And then I'll have an end break there. So you can see the break and you got a start and a stop. It's just all visible to the naked eye. And you even get a little icon saying there's a SCUDdy in there. So it's all can catch your eye. The other thing that I like about this as far as scalability goes is as we mature our 24/7 digital stream, these can then become paid linear breaks, and this can become a sub-channel. Now you've got an over-the-air 24/7 Corpus Christi modular playlist that can be a sub-channel, plus it can be on digital. You can put it in both places. So that's that part of it. And this is our old Scriptscast box, our 1.0 box, and it's what's running the wheel. All I did was just attach it to the same MOS server that's ran from EMPS. And so what that leaves me with is it leaves me with this dynamic ultra control room that does most of my pre-pro, and they use modular content to do the pre-pro. It does all my live modular shows. It does all my linear shows like live morning newscasts with modular content in it. And then all that modular content we've been running through our plant, it's all sitting in EMPS, and then it bounces into this wheel that's just playing all the modular content back for me 24/7. It's just always on. And I can basically switch to these curated playlists when I'm not on the air live. And all that switching is done from my master control product, which has its own master control switcher built into it. It's pretty cool. These live, you can see that I stole this off of this playlist. This is a 24-hour playlist I stole from my NBC. It's got a net in it. You just basically set your master control sources up in this, like all the other sources you already have set up in your Crispin. They traffic exactly the same. So I just want to show you how how that part of everybody knows how that part of it works. I want to show you how this wheel part of it works. So let me pause this while I switch my screen. All right, so this is EMPS. Some people have iNews. We rolled out all these plugins and ultras last year, and everybody's building modular playlists. Guess what? The wheel, we build it the exact same way. We have this huge pool of content on this side. You see all the different modules that have been created in our plant for our linear side. And all these gold items are the stuff that Scripps News is dropping into our plant. So you've got this huge pool, right? We have this rundown that gets refreshed every day. This is the midday wheel that you saw playing back there on the wheel play out. It gets refreshed every day, and you can have persistent MOS object codes in there. And all you have to do is have an editor or anybody really in the plant just update the codes with fresh content at the beginning. Whatever the fresh content is, you just update it with the fresh content, and this thing will update it in a very minimally curated way. Or if you want a more curated fashion, you can go in and manipulate this 30-minute show like you would any other show in your plant. That's the beauty of it. When I'm working on, say, my live linear 10 p.m. here for Kaha, it's the same workflow, the same plugin, the same pool of content as my wheel. So you have one unified workflow that's based in a piece of software that everybody uses to create content in already for your wheel, for your live linear, live modular, your ELC, your overdrive, any equipment in your plant. So that's it. That's really all there is. That's what I'm thinking. I hope that it's not overcomplicated. Trying to figure out a way where we can do it better than we've ever done it, in a way that will make sense to everybody in the plant at every chain of what we do. So the producers would create the content, make the playlist here. Your directors then would proof their work, make sure that it goes out over the air clean when it's going out over the air. They would also proof this digital playlist and make sure that the 24/7 play out is looking good. And the producers just stay here and they just focus on, creating their content. So thanks. Bye.